Let in a little Easter joy. Let in a little light. Every little thing gonna be alright. What's the best that could happen? Clear the room for dancing. Let in a little joy. Let in a little light. Happy Easter, happy resurrection, happy death and rebirth, and the beautiful connection that goes through that window to heaven and connects us always through eternity. Tonight we are celebrating life and death and life and death and the beautiful cycle that continues in that space. And we're going to start with a Tom Waits song that we have sung at several funerals, because to me it's like you're sailing off into a distant land, and just the lyrics are so perfect for me for death, and remembering all you carry with you and that all that's left behind. So the song is a tribute to the spirit, and it's called Shiver Me Timbers. Tell her not eyes to cry. My goodbye is written by the moon in the sky, and nobody knows me, can't fathom my state. Shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away. The fog's lift, the sand shift, I'm drifting on out. Oh, Captain, they got nothing on me, so gonna swallow me, don't follow me, travel alone. Clear water's my daughter, now I'm skipping like a stone, and I leaving my family, leaving all my friends. My body's at home, my heart's in the wind, where the clouds look like headlights on a new front page sky. Shiver me timbers, I'm sailing away. So tonight's show is dedicated to my Mimi and to Jesus.
They were best friends.
Yes, they were. And they both resurrected. And she is in heaven now, whistling and being serenaded by angels and playing Uno with Jesus tonight. My sweet grandma, my very strong and the foundation of our family, she passed on to the heavenly gates on Monday, and I had the honor of being with her and helping see her across that threshold with my mom and my aunt. And she is at peace. And this is Easter, and we're thinking so much about the veil between the worlds and the everlasting life that is the truth of our connection to this earth and to one another. And when I was spending time with her while she was still conscious, we were talking about her life, and I was just, reminding her what an extraordinary life she's had, and really just a great life, so much love from her family and from her friends, and true love, and no regrets, and no unforgiveness, and, and so I know that she passed in peace, and it's really important for us to, as they say, get right with God, before we transition from our bodies and resurrect right now in this life.
That's why we die before we die, right?
Right, yes. And this next song speaks to all of those questions that we're asking ourselves. Make sure you ask all the questions and answer all of the questions with your life and the fullness of your life. This song is called What If? stopping at the edge of the cliff. What if? What if we lose our jobs, our hair, our minds, eventually? What if we dare to speak out? No one is listening. Well, these are the walls we come up against. This is the change we never spent. This is stopping at the edge of the cliff. What if? What if we pray to the wrong God? Well, at the wrong one. What if we given up every time we're taking a fall? These are the walls we come up against. This is the change we never spent. This is stopping at the edge of the cliff. What if? What if we die young? What if we live to be old and alone? What if we venture out, get lost before we make it home? These are the walls we come up against. This is the change we never spent. This is stopping at the edge of the cliff. What if? Those tiny deaths and rebirths, we're always dying and being reborn in every single moment, in every single breath. And we're always given a chance to resurrect ourselves.
Well, that's what I was thinking about our devotions that we had with Carolyn Mason, how she was talking about choices. You don't want to have any regrets. And she was talking about how we have choices that we get to make. There are choices that have been made for us that we had no choice about, but now we get to choose how we respond to those things that were chosen for us that we didn't choose to happen to us. And then there are things in our lives, your life is going a certain way, and there's some things that you can affect by the choices that you make. And then there's some things you feel completely out of control of, and that's when you get to choose how you emotionally respond and how you literally respond, And so you don't want to come to the last page of your story here and have any regrets. And that's one beautiful thing about your Mimi. I think I know she came to the edge of the cliff at times in her life, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And she didn't stop at that wall. She just kept going.
Jumped.
Yeah.
And the great thing is she knew that God was going to hold her and carry her. She had so much faith.
Yeah.
And she was always carried, always, always carried. And I have to say, she was such a wonderful caretaker. And she cared for patients of cancer at St. Anthony's Hospital. And she saw them to the end of their life, and she danced them to the end of love. And she was so good and faithful at that. It was such an honor to be able to be a part of being able to do that for her and her daughters especially. Really just tending to her, never leaving her side, never leaving her alone for this past month as she was preparing to walk into the sunset and to dance into the end of love, which really, that's the joke. There is no end.
So dance me there, because we'll just keep dancing, right?
Yes, there's no stop to it. So let's dance together. Miss Leonard Cohen's song, Dance Me to the End of Love.
Show me slowly what I only know the limits of, and dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me very tenderly, dance me very long. Both of us beneath our love, both of us above. So dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Children who are asking to be born, dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise the tent of shelter now, though every thread the burning violet. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Touch me with your naked hand, touch me with your glove. Just dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of la da 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 da. And another poet who understands this beautiful infinite connection between the cycle of life and death and birth and resurrection and breath and inhale and exhale, the nectar of this breath. We had the honor of having Mr. Alfred K. Lamott on our podcast, Caravan of the Heart.
Familiar to us as Fred.
And
Yes.
he's released a new book of poetry.
Oh.
It's just incredible.
Exquisite.
So incredible. And he shared some of it with us on the podcast. And
We're going to play it. And we didn't get to promote it last week because we had the episode with Randy. There was, Amy was going to be with her Mimi. And by the way, you honored your Mimi so well.
oh, thank
Such
you.
a devoted granddaughter. And
Oh,
gave you,
thank you.
No, truly.
It's just a tiny, tiny bit, right, of all
Wow.
they've given.
She was beautifully dedicated and devoted. So I do want to say that. But we didn't get to promote Fred. We want to do that right now. The best way to do that is for you to listen to one of his poems from the podcast and then go check out that episode of Caravan of the Heart with Alfred K. Lamott.
I was so inspired. I was truly, I left just vibrating after the podcast.
I like how he
It was-
promoted it. You know, he said, don't listen to this unless you want to get drunk. And he means intoxicated by the Spirit. He means this is soul drenching, soul nourishing. It's so rich. And let us just play it for you.
It's called Shekinah. Don't imagine that breathing is something you do just to stay alive. Breath has a secret purpose. As you fall asleep tonight, honor this inhalation like a royal guest. Make a spacious tent of your flesh for she who ripens the moon and harvests clustered galaxies has come to dwell in the desert of your body. She will make you an oasis for the stars. She'll kiss your baby pate and pour Lanakia down your spine. Let intoxication lead you to her moonlit door. The key is silence. Step through. Follow her rainbow into the void, where wings of amazement will carry you from death to death. A scent of myrrh and balm of Gilead in the garden of the unborn will guide you home, enlarged by a memory of stillness. If you want to awaken the angel in every breath, Forget your name in hers. Not knowing is the space of compassion. Let her pull you down into the seed. Empty your stem. Fathom your sap. If you won't become hollow, how can you be filled with music?
Wasn't that gorgeous? Well, I have to now talk, so I will talk about this song that we're going to do. It's off our most recent album, Every Heartbeat. It's called You'll Be With Me. It was written for a beloved who passed, and it's a reminder to look for evidence of the ones that we love. When they seem to no longer be here, we find out really that they're everywhere if you start to look for it. And for me, grief has become a way of feeling connection. You know, it's continued connection. And there's all this evidence now that you're the one that you love, that feels like they're not here anymore. They're actually everywhere. Mm-hmm. And so listen for the lyrics in this song that talk about that, but it's just, it's true.
There have been so many, thank you so much for all of your heartfelt comments around my Mimi, and it's so true. Many of you have said, you know, you have the memories of her that they're timeless. They are always ever present and can be conjured at any moment. You know, we're really still communicating with each other beyond and forever. And so this song is so beautiful in that it just really reminds you that you're surrounded. Where is your beloved not?
Right.
You know, they are right here, always.
Dwell in secret place, though I cannot see your face, and everything I feel a trace of your life, light of your love, light of your love. I held you when I had you in my arms. You hold me still even when holy star, shining bright, the light up above, as your light, as your love. Now you're the light on the water glistening. Now you're the melody and I'm always listening. Now you're the bird song calling. Now you're the stars in the heavens falling. Now you're the wind and the windmill turning. Now you're the embers and the fire still burning. When I close my eyes, you're still by my side, and I'm closer to you here in paradise. The ocean until it learns its song. The cocoon holds the butterfly until its wings are strong. Now my soul the song of your life, of your life, of your love. Life of your life, of your love. The body is a nest from which the soul flies. I remember the day you were freed in the sky, and now I release you and feel you fly. The strength of your life and your love, light, light up above. Now you're the light on the water glistening. Now you're the melody and I'm always listening. Now you're the bird song calling. Now you're the star in the heavens calling. Now you're the wind in the windmill turning. Now you're the embers and the fire still burning. When I close my eyes, you're still by my side, and I'm close to you here in paradise. One by one the petals fell, evidence of a flower I've held. Forget me not and remember me well. Oh, how I love you. Now you're in your reverie, wildflower fields and dancing streams. Lay down, sweetheart, in that blanket of green. I'll dream of you. You'll dream of me. I'll dream with you. You'll dream with me. I'll be with you. You'll be with me.
Well, I think we'll take a screen break and we'll be right back.
That's my Mimi. That's my Mimi, my Veltame Smiley. And she's really the only grandparent that I ever really knew and was close to. And she really was the rock and the foundation of our family. And I'd say the two things people would say about her the most, especially our family, is that she was very strong, very sassy, very independent and outspoken woman. And she was full of faith. And I would say the things that informed those two things are everything that she went through in her life. And I was talking to her several years ago, and I said, I want to write a song about your life, Mimi. And so I started trying to get some stories out of her. And she came out and said, well, I said, man, Mimi, you've been through a lot in your life. And she said, well, honey, you got to bloom where you planted. You got to grow where the seeds have sown. And I was like, oh, write that down. That's a good chorus. And it's really true. She lived by that. And she was the place that we all had, to go at one point in our lives. I mean, almost every single family member, needed to live with her and kind of be sheltered by her, under her wing, at some point in our lives. And it was a place we all came together for all the gatherings and played Uno and ate lots of really good food, home-cooked food, and prayed and laughed and cried and yelled, and everything happened with Mimi. And so this is her story. I wanted to tell her story, and I wanted to talk about, what makes Mimi Mimi, and that is her faith and her strength, and surviving everything that she did. And she just was a wildflower that could grow anywhere and blossom and bloom. She didn't let anything hold her back. And so this tells her story. And my precious Mimi.
In Millport, Kentucky in 1931, to Girlie and Anna Mae, a little girl was born. With big brown eyes like sunflowers, a will as tough as iron. Little Velta Mae Smiley, the wildflower of Zion. Well, she could barely speak or hold a memory when sickness stole her mama before the age of 3. While Girlie worked the railroad, she stayed with Verdi Mae, sitting there in Grandma's kitchen, her favorite place. Spinning around in her little dress, the flames caught her on fire. It burned her little body, but you'd never see the scars. 'Cause she still went down to the old schoolhouse and played in the churchyard, and danced when Uncle Jack played the fiddle and Girlie the fridge harp. You gotta bloom where you're planted, gotta grow where seeds have sown. You gotta bloom where you're planted, no matter how rocky the soil. Just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make a way. You gotta bloom where you're planted, like that wildflower fell to me. Well, Girlie took another wife who didn't take to mothering, so Velta went to live with her Aunt Lorraine. But love found her that day she passed the train depot, when she caught the eye and stole the heart of a railman named Joe. He sat atop his suitcase and pointed to Velta Mae, said, "That's the one I waited for, the girl that I'll marry." You gotta bloom where you're planted, gotta grow where seeds have sown. You gotta bloom where you're planted, no matter how rocky the soil. Just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make a way. You gotta bloom where you're planted, like that wildflower fell to me. Well, Joe filled Velta's heart with so much tenderness and joy, and from They grew into their teens, a happy family, to that cold December night when everything changed. Joe caught a cold and couldn't get relief. It was such a shock when he was gone within a week. Just days before Christmas, and felt his love was gone, with children to raise and no salary to live on. She fell to her knees and asked God, what can I be? And went back to school and at 43 got a nursing degree. You gotta bloom where you're planted, gotta grow where seeds have sown. You gotta bloom where you're planted, no matter how rocky the soil. Just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make a way. You gotta bloom where you're planted, like that wildflower felt of May. Well, Velta used to rock the roots of this family tree. She's always been the anchor in the chaos of the sea. She'd tell you it's her faith that took her to the mountain from the valley. And God will give you strength just when you need it. A widow over half a life, but God had a surprise. She fell in love with Fred and got married at 79. Yeah. You gotta bloom where you're planted, gotta grow where seeds have sown. You gotta bloom where you're planted, no matter how rocky the soil. Just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make a way. You gotta bloom where you're planted, like that wildflower felt someday. She said you got to bloom where you're planted, right? Grow where seeds have sown. You gotta bloom where you're planted, no matter how rocky the soil. Just trust in the Lord with all your heart, and He will make a way. You gotta bloom where you're planted, like that wildflower felt of May, like that God's rose felt of May, like that wildflower felt of May. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. She taught me a whole lot about that. And trusting in the Lord.
I see so much of her strength in your character. You know, you have a lot of resilience and fortitude, like your Mimi.
Man, we come from a long line of strong-willed women.
Strong and sassy women. But it's seen you through, you know, and I think about in this time of these past couple of years, you know, when there's been a lot of unknowns, and you've had to pull up courage and vision and faith. I see that Mimi shining through you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You come from a line of strong women too, don't you? That's two strong women right here.
And we're
Working it
made
out together.
stronger by you. It's
Yes.
so true. You help us, you know, bloom where we're planted and keep budding. Thank you for that. Thank you for your faithfulness. It means so, so much.
Yes.
Yes, and we're here to continue to minister to you however we can. So thank you for reaching out to us and giving us that opportunity. And thank you again for your support and your love. It means everything. This beautiful Bliss family that we have here, this circle of lovers, we're so grateful and so appreciative to be in this circle with you. May the circle be unbroken.
That's right. Except we have to take a screen break. So we're going to break it, and then we're going to unbreak it. Or do you want, quick one.
Shall we?
Okay, let's get crazy. I just have to change my accordion setting.
All right. Well, we wanted to end with a song that kind of is like a gospel send-off for my Mimi and for Jesus, coming back, never dying, always being alive, resurrecting, just like Mimi's going to be alive in each one of us who knew her and loved her. And it's also the railroad, which I come from a long line of railroad workers. So, and her daddy and her husband, and that's where they fell in love.
And both of your parents.
Both of my parents.
And your cousins.
And my cousins, Ellen in the Louisville, Nashville. So this is kind of a tribute to my family and to my grandma and to all of us flying away and knowing that we die and we're reborn in every moment with every inhale and exhale. So may we continue to embrace this life and embrace death. It's an opportunity to let go and be reborn and understand that whole cycle never stops.
And that's many things in your life. You know, there's things that we need to die to daily and then resurrect anew. And so that's what we wish for you.
All right, and it's a good little sing-along, dance-along, so.
Thank to a home where joy should live around. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away. When I die, hallelujah, my mind. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. I'll fly away. Gonna fly, gonna fly, gonna fly. I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly. Ooh. Yeah. Riding on that train to glory. Yeah. Oh, fly away and into love. Fly away from fear and into love. Fly away into your heaven right here in this moment on this earth while you can, while you're blessed.
Bloom where you're planted. That's your assignment of divinement this week.
You're loving and that's right. Bloom where you're planted and resurrect yourself in every moment. You are so loved and so held. Thank you for being here with us and always.
Thank you, Marie.
We love you always.